Hey peeps, it's hit the showrooms this week as a demonstrator, so I've had to jump on it, literally. So have a look round today's offerings and let me know what you think. Probably can't even see me behind this one, it's a tall one. So here is the Triumph Tiger 1200. It's the GT Pro, and as you can see, it's bloody massive. And I'm not, well, certainly not in height, maybe in, anyway, I'm on a diet, so give me a break. Anyway, what do you think of this absolute monster of a bike? When you sat on it, it feels massive, because when I show you around the bike, you'll see the tank just kind of comes out like that. It's very similar to the BMW GS 1250 Adventure, where you've got that big wide tank. That's what this feels like when you sat here. You'll see when we go around the bike. Now this has got loads of Gucci kit on it. You'll see again, there's buttons everywhere, there's loads and loads of settings you can play with and change. I won't have time to do that today because it's just an initial impressions video. Let's have a look around. It is a shaft drive like the previous version. The power delivery is really smooth with it, and I think it looks nice as well. There's certainly less mess than what you get when you've got the chain drive. I think it does make the bike look a lot cleaner. It hasn't got off-road tyres on it. These are more road-going tyres. Twin brake discs. And as you would expect, premium bike, we've got a nice set of Brembos on there as well. Now, I personally like the look of the Triumph Tiger. I think they are a lot easier on the eye than other adventure bikes. Give you a full version there. Yeah, it's nice. I think it's nice in this blue as well, with a bit of grey on it. I think it looks good, and it sounds good as well, as you'll see shortly. The tank, as I mentioned before, look at the size on it. You can see how much it just comes out, and you can see it more when you sat on the seat, because your knees tuck in nicely here, but then you've still got all of the tank coming out. So it's nice. It's certainly good as far as wind protection goes for your knees, because your knees are tucked in there. You're not getting any wind effect on those. It does have knuckle guards, which I think are a must. Now I've had them, I'll always have them. I think they do a brilliant job of keeping the wind chill off your hands. Let's talk buttons, because there's a bloody load of them, and excuse me if I don't know what they all are, because I have literally had a 2-minute walk around this bike myself to establish what they do. On this side we've got your heated grips, so they're standard on this bike, so that's awesome. It's already got a thumbs up for me just for that. We've got a horn. That is a joystick, so when we go into the menu button, which is this one, this joystick moves you up, down, left and right, so you'll see that on the screen when we're moving around, changing road modes, adjusting settings, etc. Your indicators, left and right. We've got your high and low beam. We've got your controls here. That is for your cruise control, so when you've set your cruise control, you can mess around with the speed by going up and down there. Again, I'm not messing with that today. And then we've got fog lights, heated seat, and your light flash. And then on this side we have got your on and off button. It's keyless, so to switch it on, we just push that down and then hold it down, and the bike will start. We've got home button, and we've got some hazard lights just there. You just have to be within a couple of feet of it. As long as you are and you've got the key on your person, you're fine. So let's switch the bike on. Let's see what comes on. Oh, nice. very Gucci picture of the bike comes on, and then you've got your main screen. So with that, you can see you've got a bit of detail on there. We've got a clock, we've got your digital speed, we've got the rev meter going round, we've got an air temperature, and you've got your warning lights and things on here. It's also got Bluetooth connectivity on there as well. The screen is adjustable, nice and easy, move up and down. The screen's brilliant for wind protection. The problem you've got is you do have big old gap down here. When you're riding, a lot of wind comes up there on you, so while that's doing a brilliant job of protecting your face and your upper body, you're getting hit with wind that is just coming up at you, so your stomach and your lower part of your chest is getting hit with wind there. You're riding at speed, you do feel it. Let's start it up. I think it sounds good. I really like this bike. You'll see when we go and do the test ride of it. I'm short, but I can just about live with this. I'm able to get the balls of my feet down, so I feel safe and comfortable on it. Let's just go for a ride, get some more playing done. Hit that subscribe button. I am on the balls of my feet, which isn't too bad. For someone short like me, I genuinely didn't think I was ever going to be able to ride one of these. I thought this was in the category of just too tall for my short legs, so I'm really made up that I'm getting to go on it today and have a little play. I'll put the facts and figures on at the end for those who are interested, but it's a heavy bike, albeit it's considerably lighter than its predecessor. I think it's shed about 20-25 kilos from the last version of the Tiger 1200, so they have made improvements there. Let's see. Oh, now, wow, I've currently got this bike set in just normal road mode. My V-Strom, I can put it into, I think it's modes 1, 2 and 3. It doesn't matter if I'm in 1 or 3. The power feels exactly the same in each and every one. And I just don't notice any difference whatsoever. But I've been told with this bike that there is a considerable difference between the power modes. So I will try, certainly we'll try sport mode, and we'll see what the difference is with sport mode compared to road mode. I'm not going to try any of the other stuff. I'm certainly not taking this off-road today. It is just a road ride, but I'll try the power modes and I'll see, because as I've said, some bikes have little to no difference, like the V-Strom, and some have dramatic differences. One of those being the Harley Davidson Pan America that I had a test ride on. That was phenomenal. The difference between the normal, I think it was rain mode, to the equivalent sport mode, it felt like an absolute rocket ship. It genuinely, it did. In comparison to the rain mode, as soon as you put it in sport mode, it was a considerable difference. So I think if this is anything like that, then I'm in for a little bit of a treat when I put it in sport mode, but we'll see. And as we're on an adventure bike, just gonna stretch my legs, stand up, see what that's like. Okay, so this is really nice. Now when you're standing up on some bikes, I find the pegs are either too high or too low, and either my arms are stretched a little bit, or they're not stretched enough, or they just don't feel right, whereas this feels really comfortable. Yeah, I'm a big fan of that sport mode. Oh shit, the birds. Wow. Okay, so I've put it in sport mode to just give it a little go to see if there is a bit of difference. Ooh, now I do like that. So using the blipper to go down, that feels delightful. When you're using the quick shifter, if you leave the throttle on a little bit, it just glides into gear and it is completely effortless. Let's just go down gears. Oh yeah, I love that blipper. That blipper's awesome. You go down gear and you just get that change of engine note and it just sounds absolutely beautiful. I don't want to take this bike back. This just puts a ear to ear smile on your face. And if you've seen my videos, I'm a right miserable get most of the time. They're clearly spreading muck on the fields around here. That is, oh shit, the bird, that is minging. Oh, I'm glad I've got my visor down, but it still feels like I've got a mouthful of poo with that. Oh jeez. Quick shift. Yes. Yeah, that quick shift is beautiful. I don't even need to keep testing that quick shift because that is genuinely exceptional. Up and down the gears, awesome. I can't believe I'm going past these poo fields again. Oh god, I feel like I can taste it. Oh, that is grim. Oh. If I could afford a bike collection, would I have this bike in it? And the answer quite simply is absolutely. If I could only have one bike, would this be the one bike that I would have? And I would have to say again, it's a firm yes. It is fast enough. It will go anywhere. If you're that inclined, you know, you want to take it on some gravel tracks or whatever, it will do it. I like the way it looks, and it puts a big bloody smile on your face. Oh, that is awesome. My god, it puts a smile on your face. It's all about the fun. Oh, quick shifter heaven. I'm going to give it a little run down the motorway. Not that we're going to have an issue. Yeah! That was an awful gear change. Got to leave the throttle on slightly, otherwise you move your foot and nothing happens. It just stays exactly where it was. It's just remembering to do that, remembering to keep your throttle on. So it's just different to how I would normally ride. But if you ride the bike correctly, it works exactly as it should. I'm doing 70 miles an hour, and like I mentioned before, the screen is doing a perfect job. There is absolutely no wind coming from there all the way up to my head, completely guarded from the wind. But there is a lot of wind coming from down here, a lot of wind coming from down there. This bike is, dare I say, perfect. Oh, no, it can't be perfect because of the wind issue from here, but everything else for me and what I use bikes for, I've got to say that it near as damn it is. Let's quick shift. Yes. Yeah, it very near as damn it is perfect. I would say this is the first time I've test ridden a bike which instantly makes me think, oh, I want one, and I want one now. The Harley Sport Glide I absolutely loved, but I think that was because of the looks of it and how cool I felt riding that particular bike. But this bike has got me smiling ear to ear, and it just is everything I want in a bike right now. It's like the V-Strom, only much better, and I do love my V-Strom. I would have no issues whatsoever swapping my bike for this right now. My wife might have an issue. I think she'd have a serious issue with me just swapping it. But I think when it comes down to my next bike, this is currently sat top of the tree. Just for me, this is the best adventure bike that you can buy. That's my view. If you're in the market for an adventure bike, before you go out and buy your Africa Twin or your GS or your V-Strom or your Pan America or your Multistrada or your 1290 Adventure, before you go out and buy any of those bikes, you should get down to a Triumph dealer and have a go on one of these. I'm not saying that it'll sway you, because it might not sway some people, but I think you'll kick yourself if you don't. And that'll do for me for today. So thank you for coming back, and as I always say, hit that subscribe button. It helps the channel grow, and it also helps my smile grow as well, and I need that because I've already said I'm a right miserable bastard. So thanks for coming, and catch you on the next one. See you later, guys.